Cherished viewer, we are glad to have you on the news. Let's begin with the headlines. Ebonyi state government commences construction of new housing estate for workers. Senate issues strong warning to government agencies over pending audit queries. Donald Trump says he wants United States to take over Gaza. Now the news in detail. My name is Chukwudi Mweke. Construction of new housing estate for civil and public servants in the state by Governor Francis Nwifuru has commenced at a very high speed. EBBC reporter Bene Edwin Onwe, who visited the site along Abakaliki-Afikpo Expressway, reports that the project site was busy with construction activities. The report.
The staff of the State Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, led by the Acting Commissioner of the Ministry, Mr. Patrick Ebonyi, and the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mr. Darlington Mbam, were on ground for effective supervision. In less than 1 week of the commencement of the project, some of the foundation levels of the housing units have been completed. The State Acting Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Patrick Ebonyi, who confirmed this, reiterated that the State Governor, Chief Francis Nwifuru, has accordingly mobilized the contractors.
His Excellency has given the Minister of Housing and Urban Development the financial capacity to mobilize the workers. They have started. The civil servants of Ebonyi State, I want to start with them. We know the cost of accommodation these days, and His Excellency is making efforts to make it very easy for so many of them. So they should go ahead, pray for His Excellency, and appreciate the much he's doing for now. But I know in 8 years after his tenure, Ebonyi will be proud.
The Special Assistant to the Governor on Gender-Based Violence, Mary Ann Nkwego, lauded Governor Nwifuru for equal consideration of youths and women in governance. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mr. Darlington Mbam, applauded the State Governor for the project, which he said was timely for workers, stressing that the idea was in fulfillment of Governor Nwifuru's People's Charter of Needs agenda as it concerns Ebonyi civil and public servants.
I would like to commend the peaceful nature of this site. The site has been very peaceful and work has been ongoing very well. And also talk about, the hands-on leadership of the commissioner. He's always on ground here, checking every single person here. And honestly, there has been no gender discrimination on this site.
What is happening here is a continuation of the Charter of Needs of His Excellency Prince Builder Ebonyi Nwifuru, providing adequate housing for Ebonyi citizens, with civil servants, public servants, and the private sector. The work is going on as we expect. We are going to deliver in good time.
One of the contractors of the project, Chioma Nkwego, assured of their commitment as contractors to deliver on time and of best standards.
The Ministry of Housing, they've given us standards and we are to uphold that in the construction project, because we want to make sure that when government is building an estate, it's 200% what they promise to the people. So we are making sure that happens. The ministry comes in twice a day to monitor, to make sure that we are doing exactly what they want us to do.
The housing estate for the civil and public servants, when completed, will house about 126 housing units and is of duplexes. Bene Edwin Onwe for Sol TV News.
A cross-section of Ebonians has stressed the importance of community policing to checkmate the incessant insecurity situations across the country. Sol TV reporter Charles Oligine went round the state capital, Abakaliki, to seek the opinions of security chiefs and community leaders on the need for the establishment of community policing. The report.
Bearing their minds, the Commandant of Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ebonyi State Command, Mr. Chika Nnamdi, and the Police Public Relations Officer of Ebonyi State Police Command, Abakaliki, SP Joshua Ukando, maintained that model community policing will help to reduce crime According to them, enhanced synergy and collaboration between the nation's sister security agencies and the community is the best way to go, describing the incident of the Sunday morning attacks on the citizens of Amago and Kaleha community in Isheri local government area as disheartening, adding that the truth would be unveiled after thorough police investigation.
The governor is giving us some moral support to make sure we leave this at the board. We cannot be everywhere at the time. Traditional institutions should be part of this security architect. The PGs of every town should be part of it. The youth organizations, youth bodies of every town should be part of it. So that when you have visitors coming over to your place, you can identify them in time and give us appropriate intelligence report to leave it at the board. Our motto is defending the defenseless. Our operations are cut across every nook and crannies of the state. And most of the personnel who have at these localities are indigenous.
Yes, but of course, we are not going to assume that everybody knows that this is what we are in now. Stakeholders in Ebonyi State, residents of Ebonyi State, the season or the period we are in is a period where everybody has to work for the security of the place you're living.
The traditional ruler of Nkaleke Eshara Unuhu Autonomous Community, who is also the President General of Izi Clan, Eze Sunday Oketa, member of Ebonyi State House of Assembly representing Abakaliki North State Constituency, Mr. Shedi Muke, and State Chairman, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ebonyi State Chapter, Comrade Douglas Oshishi, while consoling families of the victims of the Sunday morning attacks on Amago Nkaleha community in Isheri local government area, disclosed that the community policing, if put in place in collaboration with other security agents, would go a long way in reducing such heinous attacks.
If governments can accept community police and know a way to assist them through the highnesses in the different communities, we will also bring our own vigilantes attached to them for them to take care of the rural areas, both border and villages and communities.
It is important that every community, especially the bordering communities, should have alliance and agreement and partnership and community security and community policing so that the both groups will form what is called formidable force.
The community policing is a welcome development as far as the Ebonyi State is concerned, because it will enable the citizens to get more free, because it is a grassroots oriented kind of security outfit. And today we find out a lot of insecurity in the state. That because some citizens are not free to express themselves to uniformed security personnel. So, and I believe that the emergence of this community policing is going to help us.
According to them, to curtail reoccurrence of such attacks across communities, all hands must be on deck in providing useful information to security agents by the community leaders. Charles Ole Jr. for SOT TV News.
Away from security, in her vowed determination to industrialize the state in line with the people's charter of needs for socio-economic growth, the administration of Governor Francis Nwifuru has embarked on revamping of the moribund Ebonyi pulverization plant to promote agricultural production, create jobs and generate revenue for the state. The report.
Highlighting the efforts of the state governor so far at the plant, the general manager, Ebonyi State Pulverization Plant, Dr. Emmanuel Ezenkwa, said the plant has been moribund for years until the intervention of Governor Francis Nwifuru. Dr. Ezenkwa explained that the pulverization plant has different sections that welcome the waste materials shifted to the conveying belt, where the materials are sorted into sections before biodegradable materials are converted into organic manure to boost agricultural production.
I want to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Ebonyi State, for making it a possibility that this very recycling plant should take off at his own administration. It is my heartfelt thanks to him, because he has invested so much to see that this place picks up into operation.
Before being converted to raw materials for use in manufacturing industries for the production of items such as water cans and polyethylene bags for domestic and industrial purposes. The plant is surrounded by heaps of waste from the capital city, waiting to be sorted into biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials.
For his passion in the area of industrialization of this state, I'm giving it as a promise that I am committed to seeing that this place becomes operational, becomes commercially viable, and is able to give employment to Ebonyans and generate revenue to the government.
And power issues, among others. I am Idam Elir.
Residents of Abakaliki have appealed to the state government to speed up the ongoing construction of Vanco Tunnel to ease people and vehicular movement. The residents made appeal when EBBC news crew visited the tunnel under construction to ascertain the level of work done so far. The report.
According to Mr. Kingsley Odamu, the state government has done well in embarking on the lofty Vanco Tunnel project, which he said will give a facelift to the capital city after completion, and appeal for it to be hastened.
Some couple of months now, this place they have been working here. In fact, for recent I heard of explosion where they break the rock that is holding them from digging down. Because if anything possible they can do to fasten it, they should do it, because at least the road users have been affected. Even the businesses here have been affected because of the bad nature of the road.
Another resident, Ms. Ezinne Great, said the Vanco Tunnel is a wonderful initiative of the state government aimed at giving the area structural design, minimize accident and traffic congestion. Ms. Great emphasized that the slow pace of the ongoing construction of Vanco Tunnel project has caused low patronage in their various shops, and maintained that there was need for the state government to urgently complete the project.
The construction is very good, actually, but it's affecting a lot of people. It's affecting businesses, as you can see. Our business, many people have not been coming because they think that there is no road that they can follow to come and patronize us.
EBBC crew observed that work is seriously ongoing at the Vanco flyover. For South TV News, I am Chidebere Nwori.
You are still watching Soul Television News. More of the stories when we return from this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now the rest of the items in the bulletin. The operatives of Bauchi State Police Command have disclosed the arrest of 6 electric installation vandals and recovered stolen items. The command's police public relations officer, Ahmed Wakili, disclosed this in a press release issued to journalists. The report.
Wakil explained on the 25th December 2024, detectives attached to the command, while on night visibility patrol, intercepted one Hamza Mohammed, male, aged 20, of Gwalameji area of Bauchi, Mustafa Said, male, aged 22, of Rafin Tambari, conspired among themselves, trespassed into a house situated at Rafin Tambari area of Bauchi and stole 2 wheels of vehicle tire and 2 bags of cement valued 249,000 naira. As estimated. The PPRO revealed that during the investigation, both the suspects freely confessed to the crime committed, saying it was further revealed that the suspect had already negotiated with one Alamin Ibrahim behind the IDC area of Bauchi to purchase the stolen items at his liberty price. And from the crime scene, we go to the Senate.
The Senate has issued a stern ultimatum to several government agencies, warning that failure to appear before the Senate Public Accounts Committee over pending audit queries will result in arrest warrant and possible removal from office. Chairman of the committee, Senator Aliyu Wadada, issued a warning while expressing frustration over the continued defiance of key government agencies, including the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, Federal Inland Revenue Service Chairman, Zak Adedeji, Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigeria Customs Service, and Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. The report.
Others named include the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, FCT Internal Revenue Service, and Nigeria Communications Satellite Limited. Wadada revealed that some of these agencies have repeatedly ignored invitations to respond to audit queries raised by the Auditor General of the Federation. The FIRS, he noted, has disregarded 8 official requests to appear before the committee. He warned that any further disregard for Senate invitations would trigger immediate action, threatening that the next invitation they ignore will result in arrest warrants. Others named include the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission.
Parliament has voted to impeach Vice President Sarah Duterte following complaints about alleged corruption. Duterte has been accused of misusing millions of dollars in public funds and threatening to have President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. assassinated. The report.
She has denied the charges and alleged she is the victim of political vendetta. The shock move is widely seen as an escalation of Duterte's bitter feud with Marcos, which has kept the nation on edge for months. According to report, a total of 215 out of 306 members of the House of Representatives voted for impeachment, well above the one-third threshold needed for the bill to sail through. The bill will now be heard by the 24-member Senate, which will convene as an impeachment court. She is expected to stay in office until the Senate delivers its judgment. A trial date is yet to be fixed.
And still outside the country, Donald Trump says he wants the United States to take over Gaza, take a long-time ownership and turn it into a revival of the Middle East. At the White House news conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he says the United States will take over the Gaza Strip. The report.
He says Palestinians could be resettled away from Gaza in areas where their leaders currently say no to. Jordan and Egypt reject the idea of Palestinians being resettled. However, Netanyahu says Trump's plan is an idea worth paying attention to.
And that's all we have on the news. But before we go, let's bring you the recap of the major stories that made the bulletin. The construction of new housing estate for civil and public servants in the state by Governor Francis Nwifuru has commenced at a very high speed. The Senate has issued a stern ultimatum to several top government agencies, warning that failure to appear before the Senate Public Accounts Committee over pending audit queries will result in arrest warrant and possible removal from office. We also informed you that Donald Trump says he wants the United States to take over Gaza, take a long-term ownership position, and turn it into revival of the Middle East. That's it on the news. My name is Shukwudi Mweke. Thanks for your time.